Good morning. I'm Terry Draper, lay service leader, and my pronouns are he, him. Challenged by our liberating faith, we discover deeper spiritual meaning, nurture the work, nurture loving community, cultivate courageous connections, and partner in the work of justice. Welcome to all of you on the live stream and in person. We're pleased to have guests with us in this room and participating virtually. Following the service, you're invited to join us in Freeman Hall across from Sanctuary for coffee and conversation. If you are new and want to learn more about this congregation, I encourage you to reach out to our Director of Member Relations, Kelly Green. Her email is on the screen. We have large print orders of service, personal hearing assistance devices, and an elevator available. There's also a hearing loop and our alternate worship service in Bernstein. If you or your family feel a need to move or be more active, you may be more comfortable watching and listening to the service in this alternate space in the Bernstein room. We also have coloring pages and fidgets for all ages in the vestibule, if that is useful to you or your children. Nursery care is also available for children under 6. We have a few announcements today, quite a few. Postcard campaign, we have a postcard campaign going in support of the people in Minneapolis. There'll be some details across in Freeman Hall. You've probably been reading about cottage meetings in Currents. These are small group get-togethers in people's homes for food, connection, and reflection. Another goal of cottage meetings is to help us be more mindful and intentional in our financial pledging. There are currently 16 locations and times to choose from, and we hope that everyone will attend one of them. Please check Currents to sign up for one or sign up in Freeman Hall during coffee hour. And if you have questions, Debbie Marr will be available to answer. If you're new or visiting, please, you're welcome to join Reverend Amanda and Kelly Green after the service for Meet the Minister. It's a time of conversation and connection, and they'll be meeting in the conference rooms downstairs at around 11:30. For more information on these opportunities can be found in your order of service or in our weekly newsletter, Currents, or on our website. Again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you, whether you are here in person, joining the live stream, whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst. We are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, origins, identities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. It is good to be together.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to this time of becoming and belonging, this time of connection, this space made sacred by each and every one of us, where we blend the head and the heart, where we tend to the spirit through simply paying attention to how it's moving through each and every one of us. Welcome. I'm Reverend Amanda, and what a joy it is to be together once more. This morning, we'll be exploring our new monthly theme, Crossing the Threshold Through the Lens of Love. A very challenging thing to preach on, indeed, because what even is there to say about it? The sermon today will be in 3 parts, interspersed with poetry and music from our guest musician, Jessica Borgness, who we're so happy to have with us this morning. Let's give Jessica a warm welcome. Also joining us today are some of the team from Transforming Nations Forward. Let's welcome them as well. We'll hear a little bit more about their work here in Charlotte during the offering time, and you'll also be invited to join in a talk-back session with them after the service. So we've got a whole lot going on this morning. So we light our chalice for all the ways we weave this beloved community, for the joy and the sorrow, for all that we bring with us, and for our willingness to do it anyway. Come, let us worship together. And in that spirit, I invite you to rise in body or spirit to turn and greet your neighbor.
Good morning again. I'm Paula Gribble. I'm Director of Lifespan Religious Education. My pronouns are she, her. So, does anybody know what holiday is coming up? Just tell me. Valentine's Day. So I want to gauge the audience. So if you're a fan of Valentine's Day, I want you to go, yay! If you're not so much a fan of Valentine's Day, I want to hear you go, oh. So I bring that up because Valentine's Day happens to be my favorite holiday. And it has nothing to do with romantic love, although you know I adore my husband, and it's wonderful. But somewhere along the way, it hit me that I am excited about birthdays for everyone because it's a day to celebrate you. It's the only day set aside to celebrate you. And Valentine's Day is the only day set aside to celebrate love. And there are all kinds of love. What could be wrong about celebrating love? I mean, even when we give Valentines in school, we don't just give the Valentines to the people we have a crush on, right? We give Valentines to all of our classmates. And some of those are friends, some of those are people we might have a crush on. And sometimes they're people who we aren't even close to. And there's just so many different kinds of love, so many that way back in time, the Greeks came up with names for different kinds of love. You might have heard of eros, which is sort of the romantic love, or agape, which is sort of like the big universal love. But today I want to talk about my favorite, which is storge. Storge love is defined as a sort of deep bonding love, oftentimes between parent and child or, families with each other, but it also speaks of a deep friendship, a deep connection that people have. And in the definition of it, it says that it almost has a notion of people depending on one another. And although we can sit here and talk about the wide open agape love, and we could talk about how sweet the eros love is, I offer to you that storge love is great in community. Because even beyond our blood relatives, our family connections, what we do here is a deeper connection, a deeper bond. We all come here to make something beautiful, yes? Yes, and we make that together, and we make it better together. And just like our value of interdependence, this community depends on each other to keep going, even when there's ice and snow, and we can't be in the building. We still connect across internet lines, or our thought lines, or our prayer lines, or whatever that is, that we connect to each other in this storge love. So I hope that today, just take a second now, just look around you. See all the different people, different ages, different backgrounds, different situations, different moods, different levels of sleep you got last night. And we are still all here together, celebrating this form of love. And I can't think of anything better to say, and I hope you will join me in saying, I love you. Yes. So, with that, our children and youth are going to go off to their classes now. And we will sing them out on their way. Everyone will gather in Freeman Hall across the way, and then we'll go to class.
When I was asked to prepare a reflection, sort of the prime question was, why is UUCC important to me? What keeps me coming back? Come on, that's a question, right? So some of you know I'm a fairly new member to this community, but it feels like I've been here a long time, been a part of it for a long time. And some of that is probably because I've been a UU for a long time, but I was backslidden for the better part of 20 years. For those of you who have that Baptist background, you know what backslidden means. But mostly, I think it's about the way I was welcomed in to this community and embraced by you all as soon as I walked in the door. So what am I passionate about? Man, there's so many things. Being able to serve, to help where needed is a big part for me. The small group ministries, like the Chalice Connections, and I'm going to put a shameless plug in for the men's group. The drum circle, stuff like that, ways to connect. But also being a part of something bigger, that's a big piece of it. Our social justice actions, support for our immigrant neighbors, how we're there for our LGBTQ+ beloved, our climate action work. I know I'm not always in the middle of that. I don't get to be in the middle of that all the time, but I do feel like I'm a part of it, and that's important to me. But it's really about the relationships I've developed, the mutual support that we give and receive to and from each other every single day. Last Sunday, this hit me in a very unexpected way, and it got me thinking about some of the habit of coming to the church. No service the week before because of the ice storm. Okay, that happens. And then we had the snowstorm, and it's like, oh, Zoom service. Oh boy, ho-hum. But logged into the Zoom service, and we got started. And Reverend Amanda started with chalice lighting. And I grabbed my lighter, and I lit a candle, and man, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I have missed you guys. I have missed being in this community. I didn't realize how badly I missed the warmth and comfort here. So 3 years ago or so, I came here to find connections and build a community for myself. It didn't really work out exactly the way I thought it was. A lot of things were different. First, I know I didn't really have to build a community. I just stepped into it. But don't get me wrong here. It didn't just happen because I showed up and enjoyed the music, and I showed up and went to coffee hour a few times and enjoyed the excellent coffee. It became a community because I got involved, because I started giving of myself. And once I started doing that, I realized, oh, hey, connections, those are two-way things. They don't work just because you show up. They work because you get involved. So I got involved, and I got to know you all a whole lot more deeply. And in return, you welcomed me with open arms. And that's what keeps me coming back. That's what makes UUCC worth supporting in any way I can. You. Please remain seated for our song. We'll sing it twice together, and then we'll do rounds.
So here we are in the dead of winter. The earth is hard and cold and barren, and so it makes me think about the summer. Specifically, the way that my front yard looked in the summer. Everything growing and thriving, growing so much that it had to be tamed, cut back and cut down, only to just keep growing again, so abundant, so full of effort, yes, but effort that yielded results that looked good. So y'all remember my installation service back in May. Well, I had a friend come into town to stay with me, and it was the first time that they had seen my new place. And they said it had curb appeal. And I looked at it with all of the lush vegetation and the bushes in full bloom and these climbing roses on the side. And although I had absolutely nothing to do with it being that way, I felt proud. Well, right now, in the heart of winter, that curb appeal is gone. And because I don't have a green thumb, I don't know how to winterize my garden, so all of those little bushes and those green plants, they're just kind of dead. Those climbing vines, they're brown and brittle. I go in from time to time to just try to pull things out to make it look less dead, but I'm scared that I'll pull something out and it won't grow back when it's time. And although I know the old adage that you got to get rid of what's dead so that new life can emerge, it's as if I subconsciously would rather keep the husk of life than trust nature's process. Now that'll preach, because this ain't just about my yard. Things feel barren right now, even bleak. There's not much curb appeal, and many of us oscillate between caring too much and not caring at all. And so to even explore a concept like love seems frivolous and impossible, because what does it mean to put love into a world where it has nowhere to land? When the ground is so hard and so cold that nothing's getting through and we're tired and our spirits are weary. So yes, we can sing those beautiful words, I know this rose will open, but we can't actually begin with the rose. We're too far away from the rose, and even love feels too far away. So we have to drive down under the surface, beyond the curb appeal, beneath the frozen ground, and tap into the life that is hard at work, the life that we can't even see yet. Before we get to the bloom of the rose, we have to start with the seed. And before we can get to the love, we have to start in the soil. We have to get our hands a little dirty. So let's talk a little bit about liberation theology. Now, theology describes the way that we talk about God or the divine or the universe, pick your name. It's how we conceive of divine love. Now, when we look at Western religion, the concept of God is trapped in a hierarchy of sorts. The scripture tells us that we are created in God's image, but no. All evidence points to the exact opposite being true. God has been personified as something akin to a slave master, the top of the hierarchy, commanding us all, bending us all into his will. And as it is above, so it is below. Therefore, there are the type of people at the top and the type of people at the bottom. And if God is at the top, what does it mean for those of us who aren't? This is how religion has been used to justify things like slavery and oppression, subjugation, exploitation, and extraction. And this is a system that has shaped the way that we live our lives, whether a person is religious or not. What liberation theology does is it comes in and it flips that system on its head. It says that God lives in the margins, not at the center. It says that God is on the side of the oppressed, that God uplifts the least of these, not the kings, not the tyrants, not the wealthy, but those in the struggle. It says that that's where you'll find divine love. Not in the clouds, not on the streets paved with gold, but in the soil. So we must get our hands a little bit dirty to experience what divine love is all about. Because if you want to see where God's working in the world, you don't go up to the streets of gold. You go out into the streets where the people are living. That's where you'll find God. And don't get too hung up on the word God this morning, because it works for love too. We've treated love the same way. We've put it into rigid hierarchies, controlled where it could go, who could have it, how it could be expressed. We've decided who it can exist between and what it should look like, and we've punished anything outside of that. But here's the thing about hierarchies. It's the carrot on the stick. It's the promise that if you can strive enough, work hard enough, that if you can prove yourself enough, that you can advance and finally be enough, that you can knock someone else out of first place one day, that you too can achieve godlike status if you can prove your worth, that you too can achieve salvation if you're willing to earn it. But love doesn't start at the top. It lives in the seed, and it is held by the soil. No fanfare, no curb appeal, no Hallmark card to congratulate it, no statues in its honor, just a seed in the soil, not blooming or performing or proving, just being held, trusting the love already planted within.
You are with me, love inside me, slowing down my pain. Words come to me, you sing through me, I'll see you again. Yeah, yeah, and I'm not mad at the thing you did. I wish I'd been there for you, friend. You're inside me, I won't let you end. I hope you made it on your way and found the beauty of the day. I hope I get to see you around the bend. Yeah, yeah, inside me, slowing down my pain. Words come to me, you sing through me, I'll see you again.
A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward at once, before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures like bread in our children's mouths, so that their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who are imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk. For by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us. For all of us, for this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it may not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are afraid still. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. And with these words, the seed begins to expand beyond its shell and move through the threshold. As it pushes upward, possibility unfolds, but so does risk. Maya Angelou writes that love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, it leaps fences, and penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. So the theme for this month is threshold, and when we explore that in the context of being under construction, we're looking back at 6 months of laying groundwork to cross this threshold. For 6 months, we've been drawing up blueprints and making builders of ourselves. We've been putting down the foundation and designing our spaces, and now, finally now, we get to cross into them. Now this threshold, this liminal space, this place between worlds, is risk itself. And risk is not patient, and it is not kind. It demands us to choose a path without knowing the outcome, to love even if it might not land, even if it might not be received, nor welcomed, even if it might not return. The threshold is risk itself. We as the seed do not know what is on the other side of our love. We as the seed do not know what is on the other side of our labor, of our caring, or the work that we give our hearts to. And love will not rescue us from that risk. Rather, love can be a vehicle, not to remove fear or guarantee that we will never be hurt in the process or guarantee any kind of safety, but a vehicle to carry us through it all, to be a partner in our expansion and a guide on the journey. When we give our hearts to something, big or small, there's always this moment in which we get to choose. A moment in which we get to turn back, in which we can retreat back to safety. And sometimes we do, and sometimes that's the right thing to happen. But at some point, at many points, we take the risk, not banishing our fear, but bringing it along with us, right alongside our hope, knowing that there is no life without risk. There is no love without risk. There is no transformation without risk. So we gather ourselves and we take the risk and prepare to bloom.
I want to live, I want to give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching for a heart of gold. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
Henry David Thoreau reminds us that there is no remedy for love but to love more. Perhaps after all of that, the seed, the tenacity, the risk, the journey, perhaps after all of that, we needed the blooming to be triumphant and big, but it's not. It's tender and quietly fierce. Yes, the seed has changed form, but not purpose. The rose has the same task as it did underground, the same possibility, the same life force, the same risk, the same need. And it is still held by the same soil, and to that soil it will return once again. For whatever love is, it's not the end of the story. It's not the goal or the reward or the consequence or the punishment. It's the force that moves through us and shapes us and transforms us. and we are the seed from which it grows. We are what keeps love alive in the wintertime. So we'll end with this blessing from Jan Richardson, a blessing for the brokenhearted. She writes, "Let us agree for now that we will not say that breaking makes us stronger or that it is better to have this pain than to have done without this love. Let us promise we will not tell ourselves that time will heal the wound when every day our waking opens it anew. Perhaps for now, it can be enough to simply marvel at the mystery of how a heart so broken can go on beating, as if it were made precisely for this, as if it knows the only cure for love is more of it, as if it sees the heart's sole remedy for breaking is to love still, as if it trusts that its own persistent pulse is the rhythm of a blessing that we cannot begin to fathom, but that will save us nonetheless. May it be so. Blessed be.
Generosity is at the center of our mission and vision. And it's through this generosity that we live our values out loud. What we give allows us to sustain the work of this congregation within and beyond these four walls. When we gather each week, let it remind us of this spirit of generosity and gratitude, recognizing the blessing that it is to carry the work forward together. Our Share the Plate recipient this month is Transforming Nations Forward. Here to talk about this organization is Ana Hernandez Majea and Joy Mayo. Come on up, come on up. We're not going to bite.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us here today.
We can adjust.
Sorry. We are a community development nonprofit for the community, led by the community. We have different committees that plan different events in our neighborhood. Yes, to bring community together, and we serve the areas of the zip codes 282-110, 28273, 28217, and sorry. Part of our mission and vision is to really bring resources, promote better infrastructure, green spaces, and more programming for our area. We have a lot of youth, a lot of elders, a lot of immigrant communities in this very small area between Steel Creek and Park Road. And so with that, we just would like to invite you guys to learn more about us after. And some of our projects that we're working on, Greenlining the Block is a community-led project to bring more green spaces and a mixed-use development. And then we also have Operación Esperanza, which came from the presence of Border Patrol and ICE in November, and we sprung into action with one of our local churches. And we have a plan for continuing to support our immigrant neighbors even after they're continuing to recover now as well. And we hope not, but realistically, if Border Patrol and when they come back, we have a plan of action and are always looking for volunteers and more people that would love to support us. And yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, and you will be, I think you have an opportunity at 11:30 in Freeman Hall to learn a little bit more. There are many ways to give to our shared offering. You can text to 73256, or you can give directly online. You can also scan the QR code on the screen or in your order of service, or give as the basket comes your way. With gratitude for all the ways we give, for those who pledge to make this ongoing work possible, for those who give in the moments when it counts the most, and for those who give from their hearts, we build this community together. While the offering is collected, you're invited to come forward and light a candle honoring a milestone, concern, or celebration. Ushers, you may come forward to receive the offering.
As always, each time that we gather, we bring a whole host of joys and concerns. And here, we don't expect you to leave it all at the door, but to bear witness alongside one another. From within our congregation this morning, we celebrate with Jaden Corwell, who earned the rank of Eagle Scout. Yay! We also hold Beth Musset with love as she grieves the death and the passing of her father. We also hold Judy Love with love as she recovers from surgery and undergoes treatment for a cancer diagnosis. In the wider world around us, our hearts remain lifted for all the communities preparing for, recovering from, or in the thick of increased border patrol and ICE presence. All around, we are moved and strengthened by the story of courage from everyday people who are protecting their neighbors, their children, their communities, who are rising up together. So much gratitude for organizations and spaces who have been leading and doing this work for decades, who are showing us the way. We will continue to fight, and we will continue to resist all around this nation. And finally, February is Black History Month. A little history for Black history is that this month started out as just a week. As we know, this history belongs to us all. The resistance and the beauty and the culture, it's worth celebrating all year long. And not just the past, not just the history, but celebrating the present and remembering the future, the promise, and what we can build in a world that works for all of us. So this morning, we're going to light our candle of world concern for the future that was built many decades ago, many centuries ago even, for the future that is right here with us now in the present, the work and the struggle and the victories and the defeats, for the piece of that dream that lives in each of us, for the commitment to keep going, for the unsung heroes, for the everyday people who changed the course of history, who made this world possible for me. May we be their living legacy. Please join me in a moment of silence. Won't you please join me in a time of steadiness, of groundedness, of meditation, and of prayer? Perhaps lowering your gaze or even closing your eyes in this space. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, the Spirit that dwells in the soil, that it reaches up and out and all around. The Spirit that connects us through time and place, through movements, through stories, through the struggle. The Spirit that dwells among those who are brokenhearted and those who are full of joy. This is the Spirit that we call into this presence this morning. Here in the heart of winter, we know that underground so much work is happening, even if we can't see it, even if we cannot sense it. And we know that the Spirit is moving through our own lives, even if we can't always feel it, even if we can't always see it. All around us, we are waking up to each other, gazing upon each other and saying, I will fight for you. The Spirit moves through that. Saying, I will harbor you, the Spirit moves there as well. Saying that your life matters too, and there's the Spirit. We are connected. We are in the soil, we are the seed, and we are each other's dirt. We are the growth, we are the sun. We need not wait for winter to end, but blessing this time when the world around us feels still, and choosing to risk loving anyway. Our hearts are lifted up to those all across the land who are facing catastrophe in their own neighborhoods and their communities, and those down the street, and those next door, and those across town. In our families, and our neighborhoods, our communities, in the wider world, may we continue to wake up to one another. May we remember the old adage that there are no such things as other people's children. May we keep this lesson in our hearts as we move forward in the days and weeks and months to come. May we hold to one another, and may we keep our hands in the dirt, in the soil. May it always be so. Ashe, and blessed be. Today's benediction is, of course, gratitudes. As always, so much gratitude for Jessica for coming and sharing her delightful music with us this morning. So much gratitude to Transforming Nations Forward for coming and sharing with us their work and for the work that they do here in Charlotte. And of course, for all of us, for choosing to risk the cold and being here this morning, for choosing to risk leaving the house, to risk what it takes to be a part of community. All the hands and hearts that shape and sculpt this place each and every day. Gratitude upon gratitude. Won't you rise and bow to your spirit and joining me in our closing song, There Is More Love Somewhere.
Our service is now ended. Please join me in reading the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter far beneath the bitter snows lies the seed that with the sun's love